your new covers of Bridgerton are out. The ones that
Yeah.
you helped design, which is very exciting. And you helped design them with your sister, correct?
Yes.
And
Hmm.
it features art from your late sister, Violet.
Yes.
And I just want to ask, like, how did that feel to design those and to work and to like honor your sister?
Um, Sorry, as you can tell, I'm a family person. This is my cousin's cat, Napoleon. I'm cat sitting. But you asked about the covers of the Bridgerton series, which is coming out with new collector's editions. And the covers are these gorgeous florals that actually, it was my sister's idea, but the people at HarperCollins really ran with it and made it absolutely gorgeous. But inside each book, there is a family tree. And the thing that's really so special about it, besides the fact that it was actually illustrated by my sister using art from my late sister, um, is that each book has its own family tree. So each one has Easter eggs in there. So, for example, in The Duke and I, you see Daphne's tulips, but in The Viscount Who Loved Me, you see the Pall Mall mallets, and you, of course, see Newton the dog. And then there are some that are just so small, details that are so small and tiny. Honestly, I forgot about them. My sister, who's illustrating them, has been listening to the books nonstop, so she knows them way better than I do. And she'll call me and say something like, "I put this over here," and I'm thinking, I don't know what the heck that's about. Um, but I'm remembering now parts of my books I had absolutely no memory of.
That's great. I hear that actually from a lot of authors, is that sometimes they're like, I don't know what I put in there. That's out in the world. It's not my business.
Well, The Duke and I, which is the first book of the Bridgerton series, I wrote that in 1998. I really, there are lots of parts I don't
Mhm.
recall
Yeah,
perfectly. In
that's
fact, I don't recall most of it perfectly.
that's completely understandable. Completely understandable. So you're coming to the Boston Book Festival this week. Your event's on Thursday.
Mhm.
Shonda Rhimes is also going to be there, who was a huge pillar in getting Bridgerton on the air. I think she was
Yes.
sick in bed and read them all.
Oh, here comes the cat.
Oh, Napoleon, hello.
Napoleon came by. Yes. Okay.
So will you guys be reuniting this week? Are you seeing each other for the first time in a while?
No, I
Oh,
didn't know she was coming and she didn't know I was coming and everything got scheduled and hi, sweetie. I'm actually leaving Friday morning, so I can't see her. And I think she gets in Friday. Yeah, it just doesn't work
yeah.
out.
Oh
Um,
no.
yeah,
That sucks. Um, you guys also wrote a book together.
we did. We wrote Queen Charlotte, which is it's fascinating because it's actually a book that's based on the television show.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like reverse engineering. Usually you have a television show based on a book. And so what happened was she wrote six scripts, the six scripts that became Queen Charlotte, the television show, and then she delivered them to me, and I kind of took them apart and put them back together and figured out how to turn them into a novel. And it was a fascinating, fascinating process. It was a lot like a puzzle, figuring out what parts to include, what parts to leave out, whose point of view we should be in for each scene, because that's not something you necessarily do in television. You get to go into the heads of the characters in a way that you don't in the show. So it was really a wonderful experience.
Yeah. And would you ever be interested in doing that again with her?
I would, if depending on what the show was.
Yeah.
The great thing about Queen Charlotte was that she was not a character in the books. So by writing this book, I didn't do anything that um, contradicted book canon.
Mhm.
So it would have to be the exact right project that I could do it without messing up book canon.
Yeah. That would be great.
Mhm.
Uh, so I actually saw recently that you met the Queen.
I did. I met Her Majesty Queen Camilla. I
Yes,
did.
seemed very exciting.
It
I'm
was.
How was that? And also, did it give you any inspiration for any other projects, maybe? Where you're like, oh, maybe a modern day?
Oh, I don't know about that. Let me back up and say I would never dream of trying to do a modern day book set in the UK because they would immediately recognize me as an American. The reason I can get away with doing Regency England is that the Regency times are far enough away from modern UK mentality or reality that they're not reading it and being like, oh my gosh, she has no idea. That's not what we call that. That's not how we shop for groceries. That's not what we say or do. But I'd be with an instant, I'd be caught out as an American if I tried to do that. So I probably won't try a modern day royalty book.
Would you try another, maybe like a Victorian, anything like that? Are we into the Regency?
I suppose I could do Victorian. It depends on if there was a plot
Yeah.
that kind of needed that age. I mean, for me, I try to think of, what would make me want to move into that age as opposed to the Regency. Maybe if I wanted to do something with that involved trains or more industrialization. It really depends on the plot.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love to see it. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, oh, I hope she would go into different eras of England. Like that would be so fun and the different courting and all of those aspects. So the season 4 release date of Bridgerton has officially been announced. It'll be January and February, two parts,
Yes.
which I
Mhm.
personally am a big fan of the two-parter. I'm just wondering how are you feeling about it? You said when we last spoke that it looked really good, and we've seen a little bit more of it here and there.
I have seen the whole season and I
Okay.
think it's amazing. I
Yeah.
I think people are going to love it. I really do. It is probably, oh, here comes the cat. It is probably closer to the book than the other seasons, which is fun for me. Um, I'm just excited for everyone to see it. I think you all will love it.
Do you have a favorite episode?
I I don't. I mean, if I
Okay.
did, I couldn't tell you really. But I don't. I mean, honestly, when I think of it, I don't think of it in an episode by episode
Yeah.
way. So
Yeah, that's valid. I'm very excited for the Masquerade Ball. This is probably the season I'm most excited for.
yes.
It's my
Well,
favorite
but
book.
that's one thing that's nice is that readers have already seen sorry. My nose keeps itching from his fur. Sorry, it's killing me. Um, I'm really thrilled that actually those were some of the scenes that they've released and put out in teaser trailers and the like, because the Masquerade Ball is so magical and the costumes are amazing.
Yeah. They looked at it and then we got a little sneak peek of a hand moment, which you get a little hand moment in every season.
They do that so well.
I I mean people love it. And Napoleon loves the hand scenes.
Napoleon wants more cats, I think, in the show, but
We can try. We'll try.
we can
We'll
try.
make a
I can ask,
petition.
I guess.
And so you recently we were just talking about your Landessa event, which was like a Bridgerton
Mhm.
inspired tea.
Yes.
I'm just wondering if that's something you would ever consider doing for fans in Boston.
I would love to. In fact, I think we were hoping to do it this week, but we just couldn't get everything together. But I would love it. What for people who don't know, I am the Goodwill Ambassador for Lendesa, which is an incredible international NGO that deals with helping people secure land rights, which means like titles and deeds and rights to the land on which they actually live and work and perhaps have for generations. And I have visited them in Kenya and seen the work that they do in up close and in real life. And it is really incredible. I mean, I always think about, okay, we need to get medicine to people, we need to get education to people, and we do, but so much of that is dependent on getting them these land rights. They're just the foundation. If somebody owns their land, and particularly if a woman owns her land, she then can earn money to pay school fees, to make a living, to feed her kids, with better nutrition. And so, what we did in Seattle, where I live and where Lendesa is based, is we had the Regency Tea for Women's Rights, which was this lovely high tea with scones and beautiful finger sandwiches and the like. And we talked about Landessa and raised money to help them out with the work that they're doing, which is just so important.
Yeah, it's very important and it's great that you did that. And if people want to get involved maybe in Boston, is there a way that you would recommend just checking out the website, seeing what the work they
Yeah.
do?
So if you go to my website, there is a page called JQ's Advocacy where you can look at all the stuff I work on. I'm also a former ambassador for Every Library, which is our country's only nonprofit geared towards mobilizing voter support for libraries. And lately, more specifically to fighting book bans, which is something I'm very active in. So you can go there, and from there you can link to Landesa's page or Every Library's page and learn a lot more about them. You can be a donor. Either place would be thrilled to have Bostonians as donors, whether it is a one-time thing or a monthly gift. Um, Either one would be amazing.
Okay, so we talked last time about how reading should be an enjoyable experience and there should not be like such thing as like a guilty pleasure because sometimes people feel really guilty about reading romance. So I'm wondering if there is a book that you are just obsessed with right now.
Yeah, I actually just finished reading a book that doesn't come out till next year. It's called Annie Knows Everything by Rachel Wood, and it is a romantic comedy. It is set in New York, mostly New York, a little bit in Toronto, and it was fabulous. I think it is the debut novel by an author named Rachel Wood, and I can't believe it was her first book. I'm so impressed, but that's not out till next spring.
Okay. Well, people will put it on their TBR and they'll be very excited, I'm sure.
Yes, you can pre-order it. That's the great thing about books. You can order them ahead of time. And it's actually really wonderful for authors if you do that because it tells publishing houses that, this is a book people want to see
Yeah.
and read.
Yes. I'm a big pre-orderer from the local bookstore.
Oh, we love you. We love you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and we're all looking forward to see you at the Boston Book Festival this week.
Yes, I can't wait.